bommai.com.
The all-new Red Dark Edition by Tata Motors.
Welcome back. One thing that is said very often on the basis of which, the metrics on which the Karnataka election is calculated, that is the caste metrics. And very few poll pundits would say otherwise. This time around as well, will caste be the main key factor as we put out all the graphics in terms of permutations, combinations where caste calculus in Karnataka is concerned. If you look at it, 20% Dalits, 17% Lingayat, 11% Vocaligas. We're going to bring all those figures out for you as well. But if you look at the OBC, here it says 16%, but Kurubas, you see that 7%, and the others, if they all come in, it comes to about 28 to 30%. So OBC is about 30%. It's a state where caste is the calling card. I want to cut across right now immediately to our panelists back. Rahul Srivastava, our National Affairs Editor with us. Rajdeep Sardesai, Consulting Editor in the studio with me. Saeed Aslam, Spokesperson JDS joining us. I have Sanjay Kumar, Co-Director, Lok Niti. I have Mr. Sandeep Shastri, National Coordinator, Lok Niti Network. Mr. Rajiv Gowda, former MP, Spokesperson, Congress. Malvika Avinash, Spokesperson, Bharatiya Janata Party. And Mr. Gowda, I want to come to you on this because if you look at the OBC factor, which comes to about 28 and 30%, if the BJP now goes all out to blast what they are doing it on a national scale, that Rahul Gandhi has insulted the OBCs in the country. It might be a Modi in Gujarat where the Modi OBC is concerned, but they are going to nationalize it. Do you think it's going to be a factor in Karnataka at all?
BJP is insulting the intelligence, the OBCs. They know exactly what Mr. Rahul Gandhi said. They know the caste of the other two Modis, the fugitives, Lalit and Neerav, both are Banyas from and not OBCs. That's not the issue. The issue is the BJP is clutching its straws. They are continuing to cook up all kinds of stories. They came up with some other, historic fiction in terms of our Vakriga community. So basically, this OBC push, this narrative is not going to fly. And what you're going to see is actually a disgusted reaction from those communities who are very, very strongly with our leader, Sri Siddaramaiah. The other thing to point out is that the Lingayats were with the BJP as long as Yediyurappa was the dominant mass leader. But now they've seen Yediyurappa being sidelined. They've heard talk that immediately after the election, it will not be a Lingayat, but actually B.L. Santosh or some other Brahmin leader, Prahlad Joshi. So basically, the Lingayats are also losing faith in the party that they helped put in power
Mr. Gowda, I want to bring in Malvika Avinash, but I'll ask you a question again. It usually depends on which Congress spokesperson you're speaking to from Karnataka because their leader varies from Siddaramaiah to D.K. Sivakumar. You said your leader is Siddaramaiah. So your leader is not D.K. Sivakumar.
No, our leader is Siddaramaiah, our leader is Shiv Kumar. I do not know why the media makes such a noise about this. Have you ever heard any of these leaders speak against one another in public? Have you ever seen them not project a united front? Please drop this nonsense about divisive politics. Siddaramaiah is our CLP leader, Shiv Kumar is our PCC president. Both are our leaders. National president is Mr. Kharge.
All right.
We have many others as well.
Mr. Gowda, if this
our leaders in the Congress.
If this organized campaign goes out, because yes, you're right, at least for now, which many had expected, an all-out, full-blown internal war, Rahul Srivastava, within the Congress, we haven't quite seen that. They've actually debunked a lot of theories which seem to suggest that, the Congress would be a divided house. They're actually working a lot better. Their first list is out, the second is out any time now. So they've at least got, till now, the organization going well. Rahul, you're on mute.
Then, sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
See, I think few things have contributed to that. One, Congress sent Randeep Surjewala early, and he could bring people together though sending two tall leaders in two different directions, perhaps that was also not a bad idea. That eventually, when the yatras by Siddaramaiah and DK Shivkumar, the Prajadhwani yatra, I think Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Yatra and that long stint in Karnataka was helpful because it gave the cadre that belief that they can actually, if they come together, if these two leaders come together, there can be a sense of purpose, and the Congress can hope of coming back to power in Karnataka. The BJP was dithering at that time. And if you see, when we talk about that
Okay.
poaching element, it is not poaching happening, Preeti. It is leaders for the BJP suddenly feel that they may not get a ticket in the BJP. That's why they are going to the Congress, or perhaps Congress seems to be a very positive option right now. I think one fact which is very important to be looked at is that Karnataka is one state where there is a strong third player between Congress and the BJP, the JDS. The JDS, remember, was a strong enough party that it was the competitor to the Congress at one time. Mr. Siddaramaiah comes from the JDS, and the JDS had a prime minister. And given that scenario, now you're going to have a fourth player with the Aam Aadmi Party pitching in. Which way the vote is going to turn, Preeti, because if you see last election, BJP gained 64 seats, but gained 16.3% vote.
Okay.
Whereas the Congress lost 42 seats, it gained 1.4% votes, while the JDS took away 18.3% votes. That means the JDS still has a lot of play. The Congress vote got divided, spread all over the state, but the JD created a dent. Division of opposition votes, I think, apart from the caste factor, is going to be the most critical.
You know, Sanjay Kumar, I want to bring you in because there seems to be a constant chatter of a Aam Aadmi Party contesting 224 seats. Does it really matter? Do you see this as being any factor at all, or do you see this as plain token fight that Arvind Kejriwal has to indulge himself in because he's created a unit?
Preeti, you're right that Aam Aadmi Party is not contesting election seriously. That is what initial idea I'm getting. But still, look at a party which has performed so well in Punjab and Delhi and also reasonably well in Gujarat. When they put up 224 candidates in Karnataka, they have the party cadre, they have their worker there. So even if party manages to get, say, 3%, 4% vote, and I think party would be in a position to get these many votes. This would be damage to Congress because these would be anti-BJP votes. They may not be willing to vote for BJP. They want to vote out BJP. This may be anti-BJP vote. If Aam Aadmi Party was not contesting election, I think a very large proportion of these votes would have gone to Congress. This is hypothetical. I have no scientific basis at this moment to test that. But I think that is how Aam Aadmi Party, even if it is contesting in a small way, it's going to damage Congress prospect. At least it is denting the vote of the Congress, and that gives, again, I would say that goes to the advantage of BJP. That adds to the advantage of BJP. BJP otherwise is in a difficult situation.
You know, it's interesting because I just want to give our viewers a figure, and I'll bring in Mr. Shastri. In 2018, Aam Aadmi Party contested, if I'm not wrong, 29 seats. It lost deposit in all of those 29 seats in 2018. So they are, they've expanded their canvas to 224. Mr. Shastri, yes, any vote that the Aam Aadmi Party gets, it's the vote of the Congress. That's quite established. But do you think it would be as damaging for the Congress as, say, Gujarat was?
I would concede the point which Sanjay ji is making, but I would add that while Aam Aadmi Party may be a distant third player, I'm not too sure that in a team
fourth player,
contest
Mr. Shastri, JDS is also there.
That's why I said distant fourth player. I didn't say third player. For this, I'm sorry if I said third. A distant
the
fourth
JDS
player.
spokesperson raised his finger immediately.
When you have a keen Congress versus BJP fight, I think the polarization of the anti-BJP vote in a significant way happens. I also, on this caste point, would make another issue, Preeti. While we talk about caste arithmetic, caste calculus, let us not forget political chemistry at the ground. Because what the two parties are trying is to create rainbow coalitions. The BJP is trying to retain its Lingayat vote, crack into the Vokaliga vote, win the OBC vote, seek the Dalit vote is what they are trying.
Okay.
The Congress, on the other hand, especially if you look at its state level leadership, bringing in the Ahinda factor, which Siddaramaiah is well known for, along with the Vokaliga vote and a segment of the Lingayat vote. So they are both trying to create rainbow coalitions, and the political chemistry on the ground for this coalition, I think, is important. And Preeti, one final point, a point of clarification. I did not say even for a moment that the Congress is in pole position. I was only making the point that Congress seems to have a slight advantage at the present point of time. And I
Okay.
also made the point that the Congress has this great knack in the past in Karnataka of defeating itself and snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. So that was the point I was trying
Okay.
to make,
So
and not
Congress
that
has an edge, not in pole
Congress in any
position
way
as
is
per
miles
you.
and meters
Mr.
ahead.
Kumar gives that edge to the BJP. I'm going to take in final comments. Also going to go across to our JDS spokesperson who's joined us a bit late, Rajdeep. You know, for once, if you just look at the others who are in the fray, you know, so much talk of the Aam Aadmi Party. 2018, lost deposit on all 28 seats. Most of them were fought in Bangalore, if I'm not wrong. 18 in Bangalore, 11 outside. Did not make a mark. Do you think it'll come down to anything? What about both the Shiv Sena factions, which will be looking at garnering some vote up north?
You know, let's be honest, even in Belgaum, the
Yes.
Maharashtrian Ekikaran Samiti, which used to win a couple of seats, doesn't win a seat anymore. The Aam Aadmi Party will look at Bangalore, 26 seats on offer in Bangalore city, and perhaps a couple of them will perhaps hope to make an impact. But I don't think that's really, these are any of the factors. This factor is whose caste arithmetic works better. The political chemistry that Dr. Shastri speaks about is all very well. There are lots of strong individual candidates. Look at the number of candidates in Karnataka who switch sides and still win. Whether they contest on a BJP ticket, JDS ticket, Congress ticket, I don't think there's any other state which has seen as much of these floating population win whichever party they contest. It all depends on the caste arithmetic. Whether the Ahinda factor plus Vokaliga plus Christians will give the Congress the edge. Whether the BJP can consolidate the Lingayats, there have been reservations made for tribals and Dalits. Now you've had 4% being given to Vokaligas and Lingayats. Will the BJP benefit from that? Or will the JDS be able to create Vokaliga plus in southern Karnataka? It's as simple as, I mean, it's not as simple, but that's what it is. Plus, there is no other state where I see such sharp inter-regional disparities. Travel from north to south, and the political landscape changes. North Karnataka, the JDS is virtually absent, but it's extremely, it's not just 16-18% vote, but it's a concentrated vote, which is in southern Karnataka, which is why it gets seats. That's why predicting a Karnataka election is very, very difficult. Simple arithmetic, 25 seats guaranteed to JDS, 80 seats guaranteed to the Congress, 75 seats guaranteed to the BJP. 45 seats will decide Karnataka. If the Congress gets a majority of those seats, they get the majority. If the BJP gets, it's a hung assembly. I see either a hung assembly or a Congress win.
So Rajiv already sees either a hung assembly or a Congress government, but Syed Aslam from the JDS, you'd be hoping it's a hung assembly, because if it's a hung assembly, then the JDS becomes the kingmaker, and in the past have been king through being the kingmaker. You're unmute yourself. Mr. Aslam, unmute yourself.
Yes. So Preeti, I partly agree with Rajdeep sir. However, JDS is going to be the major regional emerging force. There's a clear undercurrent. We have gone through the Pancharatna Yatra, which has happened across the length and breadth of Karnataka. We have seen the sentiment of the people all across Karnataka. We have seen JDS as a strongest emerging force. We are contesting the elections on basis of development and social welfare. We are fighting these elections on issues like education, health, agriculture, unlike the BJP who are reeling under the pressure of corruption charges. Unlike the BJP who want to communalize and polarize the majority, they want to do the majority and polarization. And also look at the Congress, the two national parties. The Congress also is still undecisive about their leader. But we as JDS, the biggest regional party and the largest regional party in the Karnataka state, we are not a third party. We are going to be the number one party. People of Karnataka are with us. we understand the sentiment of the people of Karnataka.
Okay,
Like
Malavika,
Kumar
Avinash,
Srini
it's
has
been one yatra versus the other yatra, but when it comes down to it, it's not going to be the yatra, it's not going to be the corruption, it's taint, it's not even going to be 40% sarkar or even maybe communal politics. It will come down to caste calculations and permutations. Do you see that you've got the caste calculations right? By bringing in Yediyurappa with what you did. Yes, go ahead, ma'am.
No, to begin with, there were some very presumptuous comments that Dr. Rajiv Gowda made, and he spoke of Siddaramaiah being their leader. Let me remind him that Siddaramaiah stands for Ahinda, where Mr. Gowda himself doesn't feature. It's the votes of the minorities, the OBCs and the Dalits, and the Gowdas don't belong to any of those castes. So I found it rather presumptuous that he should have said so. However, sir, I did not intervene when you spoke. As for the JDS is making loud charges about corruption and all of that. If it were, their journey was based on development, then I'd like to ask them to show me what development they have achieved. Every time they came to power or Mr. Kumaraswamy became the chief minister, he could hardly retain his seat. It's a family party and
unless you
doesn't
don't
go
pull us
beyond
down
the
with your
dinner
horse
of family.
trading, we will
Sir,
certainly
let her
continue to
finish.
about the
Sir, you came in late into the debate, let her finish. Make your point,
As
Ms.
for the
Avinash.
BJP, we are carrying the narrative of development both in the center and the state. We have enough in terms of performance to establish to the voters that we deserve a pro-incumbency vote and we deserve to return to power.
Ms. Avinash, one quick question I'd like to ask you and Mr. Gowda. Question is, who is your chief ministerial candidate? Is it Mr. Bommai? Because half your own party unit doesn't seem to think it's Mr. Bommai, but Mr. Bommai thinks it's Mr. Bommai. Ms. Avinash, that's for you. Okay, we seem to have lost her. But, okay, well, apt time to lose Ms. Malavika Avinash, but I'd want to bring in Mr. Gowda into this conversation. Mr. Gowda, you tell us, who is your chief ministerial candidate? Your leader, Siddaramaiah, or the other leader, Mr. D.K. Sivakumar?
Or Mr. Kharge, there is a third angle.
Ma'am, you heard me now. I want to ask you, is it Mr. Bommai, your chief ministerial candidate?
No, he's not. We haven't announced a chief ministerial candidate.
He seems to
He's the
think
poll
he is.
campaign chief.
He's announced himself as your chief ministerial candidate.
Well, every politician wishes to be chief minister. Doesn't Mr. Gowda? Please ask him.
So there's no, okay, Mr. Gowda, I want to bring you in. So which one is it? Is it D.K. Sivakumar or is it Mr. Siddaramaiah?
Congress has no shortage of chief ministerial options. Our aim is to give good governance to Karnataka. This election is not only about caste, the way you guys obsess about it. If you saw my reaction when I say our leader, I'm not basing this on my caste or someone else's caste.
Okay.
It is the Congress and the kind of leadership that they offer, which goes beyond caste, beyond religion, and all these.
Mr. Gowda, sadly, as much as one would appreciate, those are speeches that are reserved for the Rajya Sabha as an MP, not quite when it comes down to the hot summer Deccan election that we are looking at. I think everyone here knows better, and sadly so, but I appreciate, we appreciate the thought behind it. But I need to close the show. Thank you. Thank you.
Karnataka is the most beautiful state in the country with some of the most ugly politics that is played out. That's the tragedy of Karnataka.
On that note, we're going to leave it there and trust us to get you the best of the beautiful state of Karnataka in terms of all the electioneering, the campaign, and of course the surround sound. The surround sound usually so much better and prettier than the actual politics. But that's what makes an election, viewers. And we're going to get you the front row seats to that. The best action right here. Thank you for joining us. Up next is my colleague Gaurav Sawant.
Gear up to see Lady Gaga as an actor on screen once again. The singer was spotted rocking a Harley Quinn outfit as she's filming for the upcoming sequel to Joker. The pop star was seen in full costume and makeup while filming in New York City. In the photos, Lady Gaga is seen surrounded by a large crowd as she descends the court building with the police officers by her side. She's also seen rocking a red coat, a white blouse and a black skirt as onlookers come out in support with signboards that read "Free Joker" and "Joker Marry Me." The Oscar winner, who is all set to play an ardent admirer of the Batman villain, was seen flaunting her blonde hair, which was pulled back into a half ponytail with her dark roots clearly showing. She styled to appear as if she wasn't wearing any makeup. Coming to her ensemble, she was seen donning a black foxfire jacket, black stockings, and a printed dress. Filmmaker Todd Phillips also shared a picture of Phoenix's Joker coming face to face with Gaga's character. She's even holding his face, implying an intense moment between the two. For the unversed, the pop star and actress confirmed her playing a role in the Joker sequel in August 2022. She posted a teaser clip on her Instagram featuring Phoenix and Gaga's silhouette dancing together. The Joker sequel will also feature Catherine Keener, Brendan Gleeson, and Zazie Beetz and is all set to schedule to release in theatres on October 4th, 2024. Entertainment Bureau, India Today.
Most important would be to go and consult a dermatologist, because this is not something you can treat on your own. However, what is the basic step and why does it happen? So heat rash happens because of the trapping of the sweat gland or sweat duct, and there is sweat under the skin. So you see it can be of varied types. It can be red color, or it can be crystal-like, or it can be pustular. So these are the various types of heat rash which can be seen depending upon the level of the sweat duct which is involved. So most important steps which we can do during summers is to wear loose clothing. Don't wear very tight clothing, because that can cause friction as well as it can lead to mechanical damage because of rubbing, and so the skin barrier could be disrupted. So make sure that your barrier is intact, and you can use moisturizer which will act like a lubricating agent, so it will protect your skin.
Tell us about heat burns and how to avoid them.
You have to use something to negate the effects of your direct exposure to sun, like hat you can use goggles so that eye irritation will not happen. You can cover your arms and your body parts with a soft cotton clothes so that you will not get sunburns.
Why do I keep getting headaches in summers? Is it a sign of dehydration?
One of the symptoms of dehydration is lightheadedness and mild headache. Of course, be very clear in your head that this is not the basic sign of dehydration. So there are a lot of headaches which happen in summers, especially those who are prone to migraine. Summers and extreme heat precipitates the headache, and therefore dehydration of course can give you lightheadedness and some headache, but other causes of headache must also be considered.
Presented by RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, Growing Legacies. Co-presented by Century Ply, आग से बचाए. Co-presented by Macho Hint, बड़े आराम से. Co-powered by Aditya Birla Sun Life Insurance, इससे जरूरी कुछ भी नहीं.
Hello and a very warm welcome. You're watching the news track. I'm Gaurav Sawant. Where is that fugitive Khalistan supporter Amritpal Singh? A new video surfaced a short while back. The man remains on the run, but he's still in hiding. Punjab police have been on a wild goose chase for the past 11 days and counting. The question remains, where is Amritpal? That's our top focus on the news track.
11 days on. Surrender, suspense deepens. Running across 3 states. Fugitive dares from hiding. Punjab cops on wild goose chase. Where is Amritpal? Big focus on News Track.
Punjab police is actually seen as one of the most battle-hardened forces. This is a force that's actually dealt with and defeated Pakistan state-sponsored terror in Punjab. Because the Khalistanis had tried it earlier, they failed. But why is Amritpal for the past 11 days succeeding in making Punjab police look so inefficient? He surfaces on CCTV cameras, one day in Punjab, the next day in Haryana, the third day in Delhi. We are told that this video was recorded in Lakhimpur Kheri in Uttar Pradesh and was uploaded from the United Kingdom. So is this a wider international conspiracy, and why is it with the best systems India is failing? We'll talk about this in greater detail, but first, as always, the headlines. Fugitive Amritpal Singh releases a video from his hideout, plays victim, calls for mobilization of the Sikh community. State of war, Karnataka officially kicks off. Single-phase election to be held on the 10th of May. Results on the 13th of May. Politics escalates over video of Karnataka Congress chief DK Shivakumar showering wads of cash from a campaign bus. BJP alleges cash was thrown at voters. Shivakumar says the money was for artists. Former Congress MP from Wayanad, Rahul Gandhi, to lead the Congress party's Satyamev Jayate Yatra from Kolar, the same place where he made the Chor Modi comment in 2019. Big boost to India's Project Cheetah. Namibian cheetah that was translocated last year gives birth to 4 cubs at MP's Kuno National Park. He's been on the run for the past 11 days. He's travelled through multiple states. Now, fugitive Amritpal Singh is believed to be back in Punjab. The Punjab police, hot on its heels. Sources say that he just escaped in a couple of places. The police reached his vehicle. They've confiscated some vehicles. They've arrested 8 people who were very close to him, slapped the National Security Act on them. They still haven't been able to reach Amritpal Singh. In the past 11 days, he stayed with 11 different people in 11 different locations. Now, the Punjab police say they've launched a door-to-door search operation. The big question remains, is someone in the government, whether it's the state or elsewhere, is someone shielding him? Is someone helping him? Why is it that the Punjab police look so inefficient even after 11 days.
Amritpal Singh, the Waris Punjab De chief who was at the center of a manhunt by police of 8 states, turned out to be hiding in Punjab. After a tearing 12-day run from multiple teams of police, Amritpal escaped the police dragnet by jumping from his getaway car and slipping into the dark. In Punjab's Hoshiarpur, 2 people who were driving in an Isuzu behind the Innova SUV which was being used by Amritpal and aide Pappal Preet were caught. After the interrogation, the duo revealed that both the fugitives were indeed with them.
Pro-Khalistani leader Amritpal Singh and his close aide Pappal Preet Singh are on the run. This is Marnaiya village in Hoshiarpur district, located just 7 kilometers from the district headquarters. There was an alert that Amritpal Singh and Pappal Preet Singh could be hiding in this village. In fact, police launched a massive search operation but took away the vehicle which was being used by 2 unidentified persons who could be hiding in this village.
As per sources, late on Tuesday night, Amritpal was going to Jalandhar for an interview with an international news channel ahead of his planned surrender. As the Punjab Police Intelligence Unit got a tip-off, its personnel started chasing Amritpal and Pappal Preet. And after being stopped at the Hoshiarpur police checkpost, Amritpal fled, leaving behind the car, vanishing into the darkness. Punjab police cordoned off the entire area and house-to-house searches were conducted, but it all turned futile. The Waris Punjab De chief has been playing hide-and-seek with the police since escaping from his hometown, Jallupur Kheda. He was then spotted in multiple occasions across Punjab. After escaping past toll plazas and using bikes and motor carts to escape Punjab police, hot on his trail. He had even given a slip to Punjab police officials, chasing him on an SUV by slipping out of his car into a narrow lane. After getting help of a woman friend in Haryana, Amritpal was last seen in Delhi's Madhu Vihar, once again helped by his women friends. In Delhi, he sported a changed look with cropped hair and also shed his trademark turban. Amid speculations that he was on the verge of crossing over to Nepal, the fugitive was spotted in UP's Lakhimpur Khedi. With the intensifying manhunt, Amritpal has now been finally traced to Punjab. In these 12 days, the fugitive may have covered over 1,100 kilometers, changed multiple vehicles, used public transport buses, altered his looks completely and went past multiple cities, virtually unchallenged. The Punjab police failing to catch him each time. With Kamaljit Sandhu, Manjeet Sehgal and Satyendra Chauhan, Bureau Report, India Today.
And let me now get you details of this video that's been released by Amritpal Singh. Now he's somewhere in hiding. Apparently, this video was filmed somewhere in Uttar Pradesh and it's been suspected it's been filmed at Lakhimpur Kheri. This video has been released first from Lakhimpur Kheri, apparently sent to the United Kingdom and released on social media platforms from handles not just in UK but also in Canada and in the Middle East, including in Dubai. This appears to be a very clear attempt to further that Khalistan propaganda from outside India. We are not bringing you details of what has been said in this video. We will analyze it, but India Today will not give voice or platform to fugitives from law like Amritpal Singh. But I want to quickly bring in India Today's Manjeet Sehgal, who joins us live from Amritsar. Also with me is our senior editor, Harmeet Shah Singh. Few people track these developments as closely as Harmeet. But Manjeet, explain to our viewers, why is it that the Punjab police, seen as One, very efficient, very battle-hardened, great experience, looking so incompetent, so inefficient that they haven't been able to get to this man in the past 11 days despite human intelligence, signal intelligence, electronic intelligence. Everything's failing.
Yes, indeed, Gaurav. During the past 12 days, the Punjab police has been claiming that it is nearing and it will soon arrest Amritpal Singh, who was not only changing the places but also changing his garbs and his outlook from various. He would release the pictures, the selfies, but Punjab police failed to arrest him. Remember, there is a technology by using which one can reach out to the persons who are posting these pictures and who were releasing and who clicked these pictures, who shared these pictures on social media, but Punjab police failed here as well. Even today, Gaurav itself, Punjab police officials in an affidavit told the Punjab and Haryana High Court that Amritpal is still a fugitive. He is still beyond the reach of the Punjab police. But later in the evening, Amritpal Singh appears in a video and says that he's not afraid of Punjab police action as God is with him. Amritpal Singh also says, also appeals to the highest temporal Sikh authority, the Akal Takht, to call a Sarbat Khalsa meeting to discuss the issues pertaining to the Sikhs. Remember, Amritpal Singh, by saying this, in fact, not only is trying to play a victim card, but also is trying to garner some religious and political mileage. Remember, Amritpal Singh has been raising various issues which were separatist, which divided the community, particularly the Hindus and the Sikhs as well. But the Punjab police functioning in particular has been questioned as the police
absolutely.
officials.
Stay with me for a moment, Manjeet. We'll talk about this in greater detail, but I want to bring in Harmeet into this conversation. So, Harmeet, two things. One, he appears to be modeling himself on the lines of Jarnail Singh Bhindrawale. Is he Jarnail Singh Bhindrawale 2.0? The way he dresses up, the way he's reaching out, trying to make all these religious, commentary. Point two, he says Punjab police is not targeting him, but the Sikh community. Is he, by any account, a representative or a voice of the Sikh community?
Oh, that's rubbish. That's complete rubbish. That's a rhetoric. And so far as his comparison or his, self-comparison with the Jarnail Singh Bhindrawale is concerned, I think that's also out of place here. And I've said this before also, and I say it over and over again, that Bhindrawale came from a religious and political process. He became what he became in the 1980s, and there were many, and there's a background to Bhindrawale's life. He came from a religious, he had deep religious roots. He came from a seminary, and he headed a seminary, and then he was picked up by the likes of Sanjay Gandhi and Indira Gandhi and Gyani Zail Singh, not Indira Gandhi, but Sanjay Gandhi and Gyani Zail Singh primarily to break up the Akalis. So that is a brief background, and it's there in recorded history.
What about this chap? And what about Amritpal Singh? And where did he suddenly appear from? Just a couple of months ago, and suddenly he's heading Waris Punjab Day. Apparently a truck driver. Does he have any religious background? Does he know the scriptures? Does he know the glorious history of our brave Sikhs? I mean, he appears to be some if I may, some cheap Chinese copy.
Yes, I mean, if you read history books, and it's clearly mentioned that Bhindrawale was able to, cut down a tree, and his father is quoted in those books and recite passages from Guru Granth Sahib from his memory. That was his religious background. But he is a man who comes like an apparition. No one knows where he comes from. And before coming here, he had a fancy haircut. You don't even look like a Khalsa, and you claim to be a proponent of the dreamed of Khalistan idea. I mean, it's pretty intriguing here. Many in the Sikh community, believe me, Gaurav, see him with deep suspicion. To say that he represents the Sikh community, I think that's a complete rubbish. And if he is equating himself with the aspirations of the Sikh community, then I think he has lost the ground already.
Okay, but then it also remains a fact, and Manjeet, stay with me, Harmeet, stay with me. It remains a fact that there are some people, not just in Punjab, but other parts of our country, who are still shielding this man. Whether it was in Punjab, or in Haryana, or in Delhi, or in Uttar Pradesh. The images that you see are from different cities in our country. This Khalistan supporter, Amritpal Singh, he's continued to give the police a slip. The hunt has been on for 11 days and counting. How does he do it? Apparently, Amritpal Singh and his lackey, Preeti Singh, they've been using a network of women, friends, supporters, backers, or moles to remain on the run and continue to hide. We bring you this India Today exclusive report.
From Punjab to Haryana to Delhi. Even after being declared a fugitive and multi-state police crackdown, Amritpal managed to repeatedly change locations. But how? India Today investigated and unearthed his lady network, who he used as pawns for shelter. Sources have informed India Today that Amritpal and his sidekick Preeti are known to have many female friends. More than 10 of them are on the radar. Amritpal used their houses to take shelter, be it Patiala, Haryana, and even in Delhi. 3 women in the capital have been tracked down and being interrogated by the cops for helping Amritpal. In Haryana's Kurukshetra, where Amritpal was seen boarding a bus, the Khalistani fugitive had helped there too. This is Baljeet Kaur, a middle-aged woman living in Kurukshetra who has been arrested by cops for harboring Amritpal and his aide. She claims she had no idea who they were.
कौन लेकर आया था अमृतपाल? जो हमारे जानकार थे प्रीति सिंह, जिनको मैं मतलब इंस्टाग्राम के माध्यम से जानती थी। अच्छा। हाँ जी। नहीं सर, बिल्कुल नहीं पहचान रही थी क्योंकि उन्होंने पग बांधी हुई थी और चश्मा लगाया हुआ था, मास्क पहना हुआ। क्या बोला था अमृतपाल ने कि कहाँ जा रहा है वो? नहीं, उन्होंने सर इसके बारे में हमें कोई इन्फॉर्मेशन नहीं।
This is the elaborate femme fatale plot used by Amritpal Singh to evade cops for so long. And don't forget, besides these 10 odd women who helped him, his wife also actively helped him to get funds. With Manjeet Sehgal from Hoshiarpur, Bureau Report, India Today.
I once again want to cut across to India Today's Manjeet Sehgal, breaking this exclusive story first here on India Today. Manjeet, I want to understand from you, what more do we know about this network of ladies that Amritpal and Preeti are supposed to have stayed with on the run in the past 11 days? Every day, different city, different individual. Who manages this network? Who, according to the Punjab police, is actually helping Amritpal? What have they been able to learn so far?
Well, Gaurav, Amritpal's network is not limited to Punjab only, but it was also expanded to Punjab, the neighboring Rajasthan, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, besides the Uttar Pradesh as well. Amritpal's close aides like this Preeti Singh, what also known to many women, many men in other states, the women who supported these two thugs in Shahabad, Kurukshetra, was very well known to Preeti Singh from past 2 years. He has been staying with her. She was the person who managed the transport and other logistics to these two people. From Shahabad, these two men went to the New Delhi. They were seen riding a Haryana Roadways bus. They were seen in New Delhi, and suddenly there was an alert yesterday that their location has been traced to a village in Hoshiarpur. The police launched more than a 12-hour long search operation to arrest these people, but they managed to escape. The police recovered a vehicle but was still empty-handed. As far as Amritpal's network is concerned, that can also be estimated with the fact that he is shooting a video somewhere in Lakhimpur Kheri, as you said. This video is sent to his accomplices or the aides in foreign countries located in Canada, UK or US or Dubai, where he used to live earlier.
Yes.
Sources saying that he had come in contact with the ISI's people in Dubai, where he stayed. From Dubai, he came to India. So this is his network. It is spending not only throughout the country, but also in foreign countries, overseas like Dubai, where
stay with me, Manjeet,
the ISI
and
people.
let's expand the scope.
Well,
let's expand the scope of this discussion. And Harmeet, let me bring you in once again. There are two very important points that this man makes in that video that we've also accessed here at India Today. One, the political ramifications. He's comparing the situation now to the times of Bayant Singh. Now he's saying the atrocities, the NSA that's being slapped on people. Very carefully chosen words. What's his wider game plan and the impact of such a statement politically in Punjab?
Well, I heard his video, and I don't think that even you need to pay attention to detail here. It's very clear that he was targeting Bhagwant Mann, the Chief Minister, and he accused him of challenging the authority of the Akal Takht. And he called for, he suggested that the Jathedar of the Akal Takht, the highest seat of the Sikh temporal authority, should call in Sarbat Khalsa. Now, Sarbat Khalsa literally translates into theocratic and religious confederate, and the tradition goes back to the invasions of
Ahmad Shah
Abdali, and even before Afghan invasions, when Sikhs would strategize and assemble as Sarbat Khalsa while they were fighting off the invaders. Now he goes that back in time and tries to portray himself.
Let's first talk about the political aspect.
Yes.
I'll come to the religious aspect in just a moment. But tell me politically, you're saying he's targeting Bhagwant Mann.
Yes.
How does that benefit his cause? Because this would be damaging for the Aam Aadmi Party, that is being seen as someone who would be, they have the Sikh vote. What happens now?
Very smart question, Gaurav. I think this is the question of the day. How does it impact the Aam Aadmi Party government, which is which is just more than a year old? So, in my view, you see, if AAP came to power, it came to power on the back of both Hindu and Sikh votes. It's not that only Sikhs voted for AAP. Hindus of Punjab also voted for AAP and voted Aam Aadmi Party with overwhelming support. Now, fortunately enough, there is no division so far as there is no bitterness so far as Hindus and Sikhs on the ground in Punjab are concerned. That's saving grace. That said, I think politically, the rise of Amritpal, the way the Aam Aadmi Party government handled the fiasco around him, I think it has damaged both the Hindu constituency, its Hindu constituency, as well as the Sikh constituency.
But let's take this on the other track now. Very important, the fact that he's referring to Sarbat Khalsa, which means the Sikh community should come together, the Sikh community should strategize. He's trying to give out that impression, and it's not just him. He's trying to say the Sikhs are being marginalized in India. Whereas when you look at the bigger picture, Sikhs are so well respected in our country, across the nation, and for centuries. But I want to understand from you. He's saying this. Khalistanis overseas are saying this. Pakistanis are saying this. This appears to be a much bigger design.
I think, the kind of politics he's playing is it comes out of the vacuum so far as the Sikh leadership is concerned in Punjab, because the Akali Dal has lost a considerable support, which is evident from the kind of votes and the kind of seats it won in the previous elections and elections before that. So one thing is a settled affair that he is exploiting that vacuum. But will he be able to exploit that vacuum?
And that would be very sad commentary.
So far as the Sikhs are concerned, Gaurav, let's understand one thing. There are Sikhs in Punjab, there are Sikhs outside Punjab, from Ambala to Amritsar. Sikhs live everywhere. I've been to a place like Pondicherry where there was, I think, one or two, that was a location there. One or two Sikhs were there. They had a beautiful Gurdwara there. Now Sikhs are everywhere. Sikhs are in Africa, Sikhs are in Europe, Sikhs are in Malaysia. So to portray himself as a representative of the Sikh community, I think it's a complete farce. It's not going to happen. And this idea of separatism, I see it as there is no strategy involved. It's just a slogan and a bogus slogan.
Unless there's a wider strategy overseas, whether it's Pakistan's ISI or expats or people living in Canada, but can they actually influence things? We'll be tracking that story very closely. Few people do that better than Harmeet, Manjeet and India Today's team. We'll get you more on that story. For the moment, Harmeet and Manjeet, many thanks for joining me. I now want to shift focus to the other big story, and that's the Congress party upping the ante against the centre, saying that democracy has been disqualified. So they say it's a democracy disqualified protest campaign. A day after Prime Minister Narendra Modi hit out at the Congress party and the opposition with his Bhrashtachari Bachao Andolan jibe at India's opposition. The Congress took to the streets once again. The BJP continues to demand an apology from Rahul Gandhi, claiming that he insulted the OBC community with his statement on Modi.
Mission 2024 turning into a battle of Modi versus Gandhis. The Congress has kick-started its month-long mass agitation, Jai Bharat Maha Satyagraha, to protest what it calls the murder of democracy. The Grand Old Party is milking the disqualification of Rahul Gandhi as an MP to garner sympathy of the Aam Aadmi. On Wednesday, the party's top leaders held a series of press conferences in 35 major cities across the country.
हमारे वक्त में हमारे खिलाफ ये भी बनी थी राहुल गांधी जी राजीव गांधी जी वक्त में आपको याद ही है बोफोर्स को लेके जो झूठा केस बनाया गया तभी जेपी जी बनी थी जेपी जी कई बार बनी है तो जेपी जी बना के आप दूध का दूध पानी का पानी क्यों नहीं करना चाहते हो पूछे ना मोदी जी को नुकसान है अगर कोई गलती नहीं की तो ना अडानी को नुकसान है नुकसान तब है कोई गलती की है और सच्चाई सामने आएगी अगर आप जवाब नहीं दे रहे उसका मतलब आप मानते हो आप सच्चाई पे हो तो आप जेपी से बैठाइए मालूम पड़ जाएगा आपको
जेपीसी की जो हमारी मांग है उस पर सरकार ने कुछ नहीं किया उल्टा जो जेपीसी की मांग करने में सबसे आगे आवाज उठाकर चल रहे हैं राहुल गांधी जिनका नाम है उनको परेशान करने में कोई कसर इस सरकार ने नहीं छोड़ी
The Narendra Modi government is fielding its top ministers to defend Rahul's disqualification.
Mindset of Mr. Rahul Gandhi is that he is entitled to rule this country. That is his mindset. That mindset makes him question every court. That mindset makes him question the institution of speaker. That mindset makes him question the very democratic setup that India has.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has taken the fight to the opposition camp by calling the newly forged opposition unity an attempt to protect the corrupt, provoking angry reactions from his rivals.
आप सब देख रहे हैं कुछ दलों ने मिलकर भ्रष्टाचारी बचाओ अभियान छेड़ा हुआ है आज भ्रष्टाचार में लिप्त जितने भी चेहरे हैं वो सब एक साथ एक मंच पर आ रहे हैं पिछले 9 साल में भाजपा सरकार ने भ्रष्टाचार के खिलाफ जो अभियान चलाया उसने आज भ्रष्टाचार और भ्रष्टाचारियों दोनों की जड़ें हिला दी है
भ्रष्टाचारी तो वो खुद है एक लुटेरे लोगों को जो लोग भगोड़े हैं यहाँ के पैसे लेके गए हैं बैंक लूटे हैं कर्जा यानी इंडस्ट्रीज के नाम पे इन्वेस्टमेंट के नाम पे चंद लोग बैंकों से LIC से पैसे उठाकर अपनी संपत्ति बढ़ा रहे हैं और चंद लोग तो भाग जा रहे हैं उनके पीछे तो ये नहीं गिरे उनको तो कुछ भी नहीं बोल रहे उनके बारे में इंक्वायरी करने को तैयार नहीं जेपीसी करने को तैयार नहीं तो क्या वो करप्ट है करप्ट लोगों के साथ मिले हैं क्या हम तो करप्ट लोगों को सपोर्ट वो कर रहे हैं ये चोर उल्टा कोतवाल को डांटे, ऐसी बात हो रही है।
Please be in our chair. Let us allow the
The opposition is keeping the heat on in Parliament as well. For 3 days now, Congress leaders have been attending the House in black attire as they stalled proceedings demanding a JPC probe into the Adani share crisis.
Question number 401.
नो कॉन्फिडेंस मतलब अविश्वास की प्रस्ताव की बात किसी ने कहे होंगे, ऐसा नहीं। हम मेंबरों ने की ये सोच भी रहे हैं, लेकिन इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि अविश्वास प्रस्ताव आ गए हैं, पारित होने वाला है। सारे इनकी तो ज़्यादा रंगदारी संख्या के बल पे ना, ये सरकार ये क्या है? सरकार ये है कि मतलब टायरानी ऑफ द मेजोरिटी, ये सरकार का असली सूरत है।
In a big show of opposition unity, TMC Supremo Mamata Banerjee is holding a 2-day dharna against the centre in Kolkata. Will Mission 2024 be Modi versus a unified opposition? Much could change in the coming months. Bureau Report, India Today.
Honorable Minister.
State of war Karnataka is now well and truly on. The state goes to polls on the 10th of May. It's a three-way fight between the BJP, the Congress and the JDS. And on the 13th of May, we will know who will rule Karnataka.
The stage is set for Karnataka Assembly elections. The Election Commission on Wednesday announced voting for the 224-member Karnataka Legislative Assembly will be held on May 10th. Results will be declared 3 days later on May 13th. While the election dates have come out, the battle had begun months in advance, with the BJP, Congress and JDS hitting the campaign trail.
BJP is always a ever-ready party. We don't prepare for elections. We prepare for organization and we prepare for welfare of the people, and we are ready.
The BJP is banking heavily on Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who has already visited Karnataka 7 times in the last 3 months. Karnataka Congress Chief Shivakumar has alleged the EC delayed announcement of poll dates to facilitate Prime Minister Modi's inauguration spree in the state.
At any point of time, we are ready. What they do, they took their own time for the Prime Minister, Home Minister come to do and give advertisement to all the media. Congress is well prepared for it.
While the BJP is expected to release their first list next week, the Congress and JDS have already given their first list of 124 and 93 candidates respectively. The BJP is fuming after a few of its leaders crossed over to the Congress in the run-up to the elections.
ನೋಡಿ, ನನಗೆ ಬಂದಿರೋ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಡಿ ಕೆ ಶಿವಕುಮಾರ್ ಅವರು ಈ ಎರಡನೇ ಪಟ್ಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಮಾರು 100 ಸೀಟುಗಳಿಗೇನಿದೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ BJP MLAಗಳಿಗೆ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಖಾಲಿ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇವೆ, ನಿಮಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಬನ್ನಿ, ನೀವು ಬಂದರೆ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹಲವಾರು MLAಗಳಿಗೆ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇದು ಅವರ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ತದೆ.
Corruption is one of the big issues in Karnataka, with the bommai government being accused of Commission Raj in the state. The BJP has kept the Hindutva pitch alive and is doing some deft social engineering.
As the Election Commission of India announces Karnataka Assembly polls on the pious day of Durga Ashtami, the Congress Party and people of Karnataka resolved to throw out the BJP's 40% Commission Sarkara, which has brazenly looted the state.
यह कांग्रेस का बहुत पुराना जुमला है और कांग्रेस कई महीने से कर रही है। कांग्रेस जमीन पे कहीं है नहीं। पिछले 3 से 4 महीने देखेंगे तो कांग्रेस ने कोई कार्यक्रम नहीं किया। आपस में DK कुमार और सिद्धरमैया की जो झगड़ा है, एक दूसरे को देखते नहीं है, उसके कारण कांग्रेस में भी काफी अपना सिर फटौल हो रहा है।
While Karnataka is a do-or-die battle for the Congress, which is reduced to power in just 2 states, the BJP is fighting to retain its only southern state.
Congress are quite confident that they will be winning this particular election after aggressive campaign against BJP of corruption charges. But BJP believe that Prime Minister Narendra Modi's wave as well as Yediyurappa will try to fetch the votes for them in the days to come. On the other side, the kingmaker JDS believe that they might play a crucial role in this particular election, where HD Kumaraswamy had said that he have offers from both the parties to join the hands. With your journalist Shivmurthy Sagairaj reporting for India Today, Bengaluru.
You heard Sagairaj's report there. Very interesting point he makes. While both the Congress and the BJP insist victory is theirs, apparently both have also reached out to the JDS. So the countdown for this high-stakes election in Karnataka, that's begun. All eyes now also on HD Kumaraswamy. He, in an exclusive interview to India Today, said both the Congress and the BJP have reached out to him. Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai claims a Congress-JDS deal is already not just in the works, it's a done deal according to him. But will HD Kumaraswamy be a king or a kingmaker in this election? We get to this exclusive interview.
A show of opposition unity. The occasion, HD Kumaraswamy being sworn in as Karnataka Chief Minister. That was in 2018. But what about 2023? This election season, the eyes are once again on HD Kumaraswamy. Which way will he and his party go? In an exclusive interview to India Today, Kumaraswamy declared that he was being wooed by both the BJP and the Congress.
Do you have pressure from the centre saying come with us? Have they already spoken to you?
Offer is there.
You have already offered?
Offer is there.
Okay.
Everybody offering me.
Even Congress is offering?
Everybody is offering me. They know their strength, what is their strength internally, they know.
Okay.
Some important persons who are approaching to thinking that this time also fracture will be there.
Hours after poll dates were announced, Chief Minister Bommai declared that a JDS Congress deal was done.
It is in fact, there was a meeting in Hyderabad between Congress leaders and JDS. According to my information, a deal has been struck there.
Adding fuel to the political fire is top Karnataka Congress face.
ಹೋದ ಸಾರಿ ಆಗಿತ್ತು ಮತ್ತೆ ಆಗೋದನ್ನ ರೂಲ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಫಿಕ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಆದರೂ
So will Kumaraswamy be king or kingmaker? Karnataka will know on 13th of May. With Nagarjun Dwarkanath and Sagairaj in Bengaluru, Bureau Report, India Today.
Okay, let's now cut across to Business Today's most powerful Women in Business Awards. Women and Child Development Minister Preeti live in Mumbai. Let's cut across.
Spears. I would rather that it be looked upon as a platform where multiple voices can converge for a greater good. That being said, when you call women powerful, how would you define power?
Okay, I'm going to relate an incident, and I know I'm interrupting you to define what Smriti Irani is all about. I was on the campaign trail when she was in Amethi in 2019, and a big wildfire broke out. Her cars were caught in it, so was our car, and a big ember came and fell on her right foot. You know what she did? She just took off that chappal. I had a bottle of Bisleri water in my hand. She poured it over her foot and kept walking on. Isn't that a powerful moment?
No, I think that's every woman. What is fascinating about Siddharth's description is that he had the water in his hand, but he did not deem it fit to douse the fire himself. Typical man. Doesn't know what to do when there is an emergency. It always rests upon the woman to give a solution with alacrity.
I know I set myself up for that, but I'm glad all of you are having a good laugh. But Smriti Irani, that constituency that you have fought in is not a normal constituency in my reckoning. I'm a business reporter, but I've also covered the political economy for 2 decades. And in 2014, when you went there, there was not one glass ceiling. I would say there were multiple ceilings that tried to work against you. In 2019, you broke those ceilings and you broke them very, very convincingly further. What was that make or break moment when you broke away from that old mold in a family borough?
I think that I was not sent to Amethi to contest that election because I was the female candidate. I was dispatched to Amethi because I was the best candidate to give that family a run for the money. And why I say this is because when there is a victory or a defeat, we suddenly start looking at the substance called gender. But we need to recognize today that gender is not the only qualifier for every woman who succeeds. Or for that matter, disqualification for every woman who doesn't succeed. And that is why I said, can you define power? Because our perspective towards power is so myopic that we look upon it from a perspective of position, from a perspective of bank balance, from a perspective of what assets we have. I think a woman is truly powerful when she knows her own aptitude, when she knows the realm in which she wants to leverage her capacities, and when she takes a decision for herself. That is power. Because many a times, women are burdened when they are in a position of decision making as to how that decision affects everybody else first, before she thinks upon herself as a cause and effect situation. So for me, power is when you have the audacity to take a decision because that decision best suits you, without bothering about how you will be judged. And that is why I said, power, if this is how you define it, then every woman who's conscientious, every woman who's conscious of her own capacity, and every woman who knows that there is a cost to pay for being abrasive enough to be just herself, she is a powerful woman. The biggest, I think, disservice we do to women across all communities is when we define her power, again, from a perspective of a corporate position, a bank balance, or her status due to a relationship. The minute you say a woman who takes decisions for herself and is not apologetic about it, that woman for me is a powerful woman.
India is a society and an economy of many layers. How many women in India actually know about their true power?
I have done this before, and you have been a partner in crime in those conversations that we have had across the country, where we have had a conversation with women professionals, CEOs, CFOs, those who own businesses. And the question that I've asked them is, how many of you with great paychecks last balanced your own books? How many of you made your own decision to buy a house without consulting anybody else, or were dominant in that decision making within your family structure? How many of you take a decision to buy, let's say, a stock and do not have to ask somebody else, not in terms of permission, but even refer to somebody else, compared to the men in your family who would not bother and ask you which stock to invest in, which mutual fund is looking very, very enticing? How many of you are in that capacity? And I was a bit overwhelmed, where irrespective of how well such women were doing professionally, these were the decisions that they were not making, which means that there is a difference between creating wealth and controlling wealth.
There's also another question that you have asked audiences in the past, and I want you to ask that question once again. It is about wills. Could you please...
No, I think this is the BT audience. So here we have the wealth creators, the wealth controllers, and like Zia said in the last session, if you're not one of those who facilitate such creation within a corporate organization, the best is to ensure that there is a fiscal penalty for it.
But I will still get the audience to do a show of hands here. This is a question that Smriti Irani ji has asked of audiences in the past. How many of you, the ladies here, have actually gotten their husbands to write a will and have actually seen it in terms of what is going to happen? Actually, okay.
Not many. Let's be honest. Parsis are disqualified from this because they tend to get abrasive easily. But I think that the fact that there were a very few hands which went up, this is a very difficult conversation for any woman to have in a family unit. The fact whether the male partner has made a will, how much is the insurance money, those are conversations if the women in the family start having. The first question that is societally posed is, "Arey, tum marne ka intezar kar rahe ho?" Not that you need to plan, because we have known of many a women who have belonged to many and esteemed families, suddenly left adrift because this planning was not done for themselves and for the children that they are to look after. And even if they don't have children, to just look after their own business interests. So I think that these are the uncomfortable conversations that need to be had, because these are conversations that protect families, not only individuals. And till such time we do not make these conversations comfortable in our own family drawing rooms, I don't think we can speak about complete empowerment or emancipation. And I believe that it begins from the teenage life of a young girl. When you talk about financial literacy, and Arundhati ji is here somewhere in the room. When you talk about financial literacy, there was a time where financial literacy was knowing about what is the banking system. I think we've gone way beyond that. Now is the time not only to teach about mutual funds, not only to teach about the stock exchange, but also how many of us educate young girls to say that your first ambition should be to buy your own house. To create a capital asset by the time, let's say, you're 25. So if those aspects become a part of our financial literacy engagements, including make a will, including how do you approach the issue of insurance, which includes not only personal insurance, insurance for your family, insurance for your business. I think that those are the aspects that need greater reflection and conversation around.
India is the startup capital of the world, but my question is not a question for the boardroom audience. Are homemakers not powerful women?
They are, but I think that if you tell me that how I am as a homemaker needs to be quantified financially, that means you will tell me whether my love is good enough as a mother to tell me how many rupees should it be slotted under. So there is a different opinion I have on this particular issue. When we say let's quantify what is the contribution of a homemaker. Let's quantify how much monetary value can you attach to the love a wife has for a husband. Let's quantify how much money is good enough for you to be denoted as a good mother or a bad mother. So I think that those concepts which have been, let's say, discussed in Europe may not be concepts which are acceptable to women here. If I am admonishing my child, क्या आप वो पैसा भत्ता काट लोगे? No, those are the complications that you need to address. But when you look at the latent talent, you're talking about the startup ecosystem, you're talking about, let's say, unicorns. Those are very progressive economic initiatives. But let's look at the base of women that we have today and how are they economically franchised. You have over 400 million women today in our country who are in the age group of the workforce, out of which 300 million women are in the unorganized segment. But when we look at even the organized segment, and I was listening to the panel just before mine, what are the 2-3 challenges that we have? Apart from the fact that we are looking at boardrooms, one of the issues that we need to look at is what are the negotiating skills that we teach young women when they get into a corporate entity.
टाइमिंग की बात करते हैं तो बहुत सारे लोग टाइमिंग, किसी भी एक्शन को टाइमिंग से जोड़ते हैं कि ये फेयर था या नहीं फेयर था। जैसे मान लीजिए बीबीसी ने सरकार के खिलाफ कोई डॉक्यूमेंट्री दिखा दी तो कुछ हफ्तों के बाद उनके ऊपर आईटी की कार्रवाई हो गई।
नहीं, मैं तो डॉक्यूमेंट्री के टाइमिंग पर सवाल उठाता हूँ। ये पूरी घटना 2002 की है, चुनाव है 2024 में, आप 2023 में देखा, तो आप इसके टाइमिंग की क्यों बात नहीं कर रहे हो भाई? और जहां तक ये इनकम टैक्स के टाइमिंग की बात है, मैंने भी पूछा किसी को, ये 3 साल से इनके साथ कॉरेस्पॉन्डेंस हो रहा है। अब कोई अपने आप को कानून से ऊपर मानेगा तो कोई नहीं है कानून के ऊपर, सबने कानून के हिसाब से चलना पड़ेगा और आगे बढ़ना पड़ेगा।
Arnab, after Jio's telecom price wars, what's the Reliance game plan in the FMCG space?
Given the kind of action that is happening in the market, because Reliance has already invested over $1.1 billion in acquisition of brands and partnerships as per a recent report, and it is expected by Morgan Stanley and JP Morgan that it is going to invest another $4 billion in over the next 3 to 5 years, which is equivalent to 33,000 crore in today's currency terms. So that is a significant investment that they are making in the market. Competitors in the market, like other leading players, FMCG players, are obviously taking note. Like for example, very recently, Mr. Varun Bedi has said that he is closely watching the development that Reliance and the new products that are coming up from the behemoth. And secondly, if you look at the Reliance's game plan, they have not only purchased new brands or launched new products, but they have also hired some of the key industry veterans. Like for example, they have hired Mr. K. Krishnakumar to head their beverages portfolio, which now includes Campa Cola, a well-known brand from 1970s and 80s. So, of course, industry competitors like HUL and others are obviously watching the developments very closely, and given the kind of price that Reliance is offering in competition to these leading multinationals, of course, there could be some price cuts by them as well, the industry insiders tell us. And if you notice that HUL, after cutting pack sizes significantly over the last 2 years due to inflation, they have now started to increase their pack sizes in terms of grammage. They have started to increase the size of their packs at the same rate of late in the last one and a half months.
All these years, we've ogled and been awestruck by this foldable, because Samsung really has enjoyed the first mover advantage here in India and in most parts of the world. More importantly, a monopoly with the Samsung Flip 4 and of course the Samsung Fold. When we talk about Oracle's journey in India, it's been nearly 3 decades, milestone year for you guys, and we're here on the sidelines of a big summit for Oracle India. Now, just so that our viewers understand what that journey's been like, because if you look at Oracle's blueprint in India from a database provider to a cloud solution provider, what was that transition like?
So Ayush, as you rightly said, we are celebrating our 30 years, 3 decades, and in the last 3 decades, we have been able to work with government, enterprises, small and medium business, and startups. To talk about our journey, we have been associated with all the big projects across banking, across telecom. In fact, today, governments, most of the big projects, they run on Oracle. The financial backbone in the country runs on Oracle. All telcos run on Oracle, so it's been really good. Talking about the digital journey, we set up our 2 data centers in India. The first one was set up in 2019 in Mumbai, and the second one was 2020 in Hyderabad. Those data centers really helped us to catapult our customers to do 20,000, which is certainly a big achievement for us. And again, coming from all kind of industries, all kind of enterprises, that has really helped us. Today we are 45,000 in India, 45,000 employees. All lines of businesses are represented very much here. So these are the kind of things which have been game changer for us. Some of the big projects you see in the country, whether it's UPI or the initiatives which the banks are taking, or you talk about automobile industry, you talk about, say, income tax, everywhere we have been able to participate and have been able to contribute our bit here.
Since we were talking about that 30-year journey, some of the things you mentioned are very interesting because a lot of them have happened in the last 10 years, especially since 2016, be it the implementation of GST or UPI, the fintech revolution that we're seeing in India. And it's grown at such a rapid pace, sir, that it's unparalleled and genuinely unprecedented in any part of the world. Now, Oracle is a big global company. When you do visit some of the other places where the country operates, I'm guessing there are a lot of lessons to be learned from the India story.
I fully agree. The kind of projects which are happening here, starting from what we saw in Aadhaar, then GST, then talking about COVID, 2.2 billion vaccinations on the cloud. It's an amazing story. And people are amazed to see the kind of things which are happening. We are participating with the Government of India on a project called Diksha, which is digital infrastructure for knowledge sharing. The projects of that scale are nowhere. And not only they have been conceived well, they are getting implemented and the benefits are getting accrued to the end users. So I fully agree. There are a lot of things that other countries now can learn from us.
The most frequently taken for granted, ignored, last on the priority list. We're talking about the health of women that gets the least amount of attention and actually deserves the maximum. And that is the reason this Women's Day we decided to do a bit of a rethink on what women should and must do for improving their health and their lifestyle. These are the things we must all follow. Fitness and food. This is a much needed power combination for women's health and longevity. The idea of fitness for many women is just losing weight. Healthy eating and diet and exercise are equally important in controlling weight as well as overall health management. No to toxins. Alcohol, smoking, excessive sugar, junk, mindless eating. These ensure that toxins stay on in the body. These toxins have a proven history of negative impact on ovarian health. Wellness. A comprehensive view of your health. Healthy body, mind and soul are important. The time is truly now to shift focus from only physical activity to mental health and wellness program like yoga and meditation as a full package to good health. Preventive care. Early diagnosis and vaccinations are important. For ailment like breast cancer, for example, preventive health becomes extremely important. Women must watch out for any sign and warnings such as irregular periods, lump in the breast or any unusual discharge.
HPV, human papilloma virus, one of the causative factor for a cervical cancer. So this is one cancer where a vaccine is available. So should be given to I would say young girls starting from the age of 9.
That is the only way to remain fit and healthy. For the same, acknowledge that your body is important.
Low hemoglobin will feel fatigued, lethargic, then like vitamin B12, vitamin D. If they are less, then it gives a lot of aches and pains in legs. A lot of ladies complain about backache and they are not feeling up to the mark to do some kind of work or these things. So according to the requirement, thyroid, one of the things, if there is the thyroid is on a higher side, the patient may bleed more. There is a little weight gain with hypothyroid. So if there are any symptoms, they are specifically feeling low, lethargic, then they should go for this testing.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
मेरे लिए मोटिवेशन थी कि मैं इस देश के लिए वर्ल्ड कप जीतना चाहता था.
Cricket heals India.
सबने यही कहा, just go out there and lift this cup.
Yeah, stars had aligned.
I really do feel this is like yesterday.
We had this confidence, that we can lift the cup. We always had that belief.
This was the moment when it came together. They were the children of destiny, the men of destiny.
Nothing could pin them down.
Tonight at 9 p.m. on the news today with me, Rajdeep Sardesai. The Congress takes its battle on Rahul Gandhi and the Gautam Adani issue nationwide. But is the campaign really getting traction on the ground? Dr. Shashi Tharoor and Prakash Zavadekar will join us with two sides of that big story. Also, the election bugle sounded for Karnataka. Who has the momentum in the next battleground state? All that and much more on the news.
Co-presented by Star Health Insurance, the health insurance specialist. Co-presented by Panasonic, create today, enrich tomorrow.
Co-presented by
JK Tyre Ranger Series, stay wild at heart.
The Prime Minister versus the Gandhis, the battle lines have been drawn. Is the Congress's sympathy bid over Rahul Gandhi's disqualification working on the ground or not? That's the question we'll ask. Shashi Tharoor and Prakash Zavadekar will be my two special guests tonight. Also, who has the advantage as the bugle is sounded in the battleground state of Karnataka? All that and more in a moment, but first, as always, the 9 headlines at 9 tonight. Countdown to Karnataka election officially kicks off. Single-phase election to be held on the 10th of May. Results on the 13th. Former MP Rahul Gandhi to lead the Congress's charge in Karnataka with a Satyameva Jayate Yatra from Kolar, the same place where he made the Chor Modi comment in 2019. Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla reinstates Lakshadweep MP Mohammad Faisal's membership just hours before the Supreme Court was to take up his case.
Kerala High Court had earlier stayed his conviction in a murder case. The opposition questions, why did the Speaker take so long? Fugitive Amritpal releases a video from his hideout, plays victim, calls for mobilization. Supreme Court slams hate speech, says hate speeches will go away only when politicians stop using religion in politics. Rajasthan High Court acquits all the accused in the deadly Jaipur serial blast of 2008 that had claimed 71 lives and left 180 injured. Namibian cheetah gives birth to 4 cubs at Madhya Pradesh's Kuno National Park 3 days after Sasha, one of the cheetahs, died due to kidney ailments. Russia's largest oil producer, Rosneft, inks a deal with India to substantially increase oil supplies. This as Russia reroutes traditional supply routes in Europe amidst the ongoing war. And artist Vivan Sundaram passes away at 79. He pioneered multidisciplinary art forms to reflect contemporary issues. What's breaking this evening is that Congress leader Rahul Gandhi will be kick-starting his post-disqualification campaign now with a rally in Karnataka called the Satyameva Jayate rally on the 5th of April from Kolar. Significantly, it was in Kolar where Rahul Gandhi made the Modi remark which led to his disqualification from Parliament. So Rahul Gandhi now, according to the Congress, will go back and begin his post-disqualification campaign from Kolar, where he had begun, where it had all started in a way with those remarks he made in 2019. Now, all of this is coming as the Congress is upping the ante against the centre with its democracy disqualified protest campaign. A day after Prime Minister Narendra Modi taunted the Congress and said that this was a Bhrashtachari Bachao Andolan, Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge accused the Prime Minister of letting corrupt people escape the country. The BJP continues to demand an apology from Rahul Gandhi, saying he's insulted the OBC community. But can Rahul Gandhi garner sympathy at a time like this? That's going to be the question we'll raise. Take a look at our top story.
Mission 2024 turning into a battle of Modi versus Gandhis. The Congress has kick-started its month-long mass agitation, Jai Bharat Mahasatyagraha, to protest what it calls the murder of democracy. The Grand Old Party is milking the disqualification of Rahul Gandhi as an MP to garner sympathy of the Aam Aadmi. On Wednesday, the party's top leaders held a series of press conferences.
KPG बना के आप दूध का दूध पानी का पानी क्यों नहीं करना चाहते हो? पूछे ना मोदी जी को नुकसान है अगर कोई गलती नहीं की तो ना अडानी को नुकसान है नुकसान तब है कोई गलती की है और सच्चाई सामने आएगी.
The Narendra Modi government is fielding its top ministers to defend Rahul's disqualification.
Mindset of Mr. Rahul Gandhi is that he is entitled to rule this country. That is his mindset. That mindset makes him question every court. That mindset makes him question the institution of speaker. That mindset makes him question the very democratic setup that India has.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has taken the fight to the opposition camp by calling the newly forged opposition unity an attempt to protect the corrupt, provoking angry reactions from his rivals.